because I'm being indicted for you.
All they're doing is hoping for massive election interference.
The work is accomplished. I mean, we've been working for 2.5 years. We're ready to go.
Probably have another one. They say there's a young woman, a young racist in Atlanta. She's a racist. And they say, I guess, they say that she was after a certain gang, and she ended up having an affair with the head of the gang or a gang member. And this is a person that wants to indict me. She's got a lot of problems, but she wants to indict me to try and run for some other office. What's going on in this country is, and by the way, wants to indict me for a perfect phone call. This was even better than my perfect call with Ukraine. Remember that call? That was a perfect call. This one's better. This one is more perfect.
Convinced DA Fani Willis to agree to a signature bond for their client, letting them surrender to the Fulton County Jail without having to cough up any money to be released. For the first 5 who arranged bond with the DA's office, all will have to pay a bond to stay out of jail. Chesborough, $100,000. Same with John Eastman. The Trump bond agreement requires that he not make any direct or indirect threat against victims, co-defendants or witnesses, or the community.
To overturn the 2020 presidential election. He is expected to be treated like any other defendant during the booking process, which could include the first ever mugshot of a former U.S. president.
I got indicted 4 times. All trivia, nonsense.
Trump once again denied any wrongdoing during an online interview with Tucker Carlson last night.
Saying you don't have any right to challenge it. If you challenge an election, we're going to indict you and put you in jail.
His bond has already been set at $200,000.
Trump was indicted with 18 co-defendants. Some of them have already surrendered, including his former personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, who was charged with 13 counts for pushing false election claims in Georgia.
Already turning on each other, and Rudolph Giuliani might be next. There is a report tonight at CNN that Rudolph Giuliani is traveling to Atlanta, Georgia tomorrow. It is unclear exactly why. It is unclear whether he will be turning himself in for arrest or not. He seems to be seeking a meeting with District Attorney Fani Willis. That meeting could be to become or attempt to become a cooperating witness. County District Attorney Fani Willis's indictment of what she calls a 19-member criminal enterprise run by and for Donald Trump is only 1 week old, just 1 week old. And the 19 defendants in the alleged Trump criminal conspiracy could not make it through that first week without turning on each other. We have surely not seen the last of that phenomenon, because Donald Trump has managed to get himself indicted in Georgia with a group of people who aren't very good at being indicted, people who don't know how to shut up when they are under indictment, like Attorney John Eastman, who, when he was turning himself in for arrest today in Atlanta, once again proved his utter incompetence as a lawyer by saying something profoundly stupid to NBC's Ali Vitale on camera that can and will be used against him. In the middle of the night...
Yo, it's Big Ant, the spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in, and by the time this video right here released, Donald Trump may have already turned himself in to the Fulton County Jail in Atlanta, Georgia. They got the bond agreements understood already in the stipulations, but the one thing that ain't 100% clear yet is Donald Trump gonna have to take a mugshot, and that would make him the first former president ever to take a mugshot in history. What a way to go down for something like that there. And I'm gonna have links in the description where you can watch these clips in full from MSNBC, CNN, 11 Alive, and WLMA5 TV. And I'm gonna get a little bit into this write-up from MSNBC in just a second, as they have been coinciding and everything been colliding with rap and hip-hop here. As you heard directly right there in the beginning, Donald Trump spoke on Fani Willis coming with the indictment. Hey, I heard she slept with a former gang member out there and everything. Now, a lot of speculations came up. People was picking and choosing who they thought it was, which I can't confirm, and it wasn't confirmed. But we do know Fani Willis, as she's been taking down multiple alleged gangs in the Atlanta metropolitan area over the last couple years. Notably, the one that's going on right now, YSL. And the way that this compares now at this point with this election fraud case is they are both two trials that we are looking at possibly where multiple people are indicted at one time and gonna be tried at the same time. Now, with the YSL, we seen a long time in already, and they are still in the jury selection process. Well, as y'all heard right there with the guy from MSNBC with Donald Trump and everybody they indicted, all 19 people, they starting to flip and turn already with only 1 week in. His words, not mine, directly right there. They snitching and telling and looking for the deal already, talking to the news and all. Same thing that people talk about niggas doing, they talk about people from the rap and hip hop and urban community doing. And as I tell y'all all the time, criminals ain't just niggas from the hood or rappers or somebody that's tough. A criminal is anybody who commits to breaking the law, knowingly living a life of crime, so they can get over and they can benefit themselves in the long run, which would make everybody right here, if y'all knew that y'all was benefiting from breaking the law and going forward and continuing to commit to their lifestyle, then guess what? You got to take your lick. But as it says in the write-up, this: former President Donald Trump and 18 other people are charged jointly in a 41-count Rico criminal case in Georgia State Court. The indictment alleges the defendants engaged in a racketeering conspiracy to overturn the 2020 presidential election in Georgia. This is a cumbersome case as it stands. Prosecutors have their hands full. On the other hand, cases with, and they basically saying that, hey man, a lot of times with cases like this, it's going to be a lot of work because there's so many people to try at one time, and it puts it real hard for the prosecutors and everything like that. But it says, on the other hand, cases with multiple defendants typically narrow after indictment. This is because many defendants plead guilty, and many of those who plead guilty become government witnesses at the trial of the remaining defendants. Indeed, the rules generally provide defendants facing trial with two related incentives to plead guilty and to cooperate. First, they can get credit for accepting responsibility for the criminal conduct. Second, they can get credit for assisting in the investigation and prosecution of others, including by testifying truthfully at trial. These incentives move a lot of defendants into the government column. That narrowing is common, and it's something Georgia prosecutors presumably expect might happen as time passes. But will the Georgia team see this here? Now, the reports is coming out from MSNBC that it's already happening. They already looking for the deals, wanting to take meetings, that was Donald Trump's lawyer, wanting to take that meeting with Fani Willis. And it's like, what you trying to meet with the DA for if y'all done already got charged with this crime? Ain't nothing for you to talk with her about. This for your lawyer. It just looked tricky, like they already trying to flip and tell their involvement in this situation. Tell me what y'all think. Donald Trump indicted in 4 different states. This a wild one right here, man. We done seen it all at this point. Or have we seen it all? I don't know. 1,000. Stay on your pivot for shit show. More coming.